Hello everyone, this is Livio from Pro International. I'm going to show the module for the lecturer for this FPNO learning management. This is the link to visit the website, the learning management. This is our homepage. Then you click on login. Once you click on login, you'll be brought to this page, your login page. Like I said earlier, we are going. This is a video for the lecturer module. So I'm going to click as a lecturer and login. Um, Once the institutional admin creates an account for you as a lecturer, you receive your email and password in your email. So that credentials is what you're going to use to log in here. If you've forgotten your password, you can click on forget password. Once you click on that, you key in your correct email, select your role, key in your correct email and reset, and you send you a guideline on how to change your password. So once that is done, you log in. Usually, once you log in, you send an OTP in your email for you to use it to access the account. But this is a test. This is for training purposes. So I'm going to skip the OTP part. So as a lecturer, you're going to come to this dashboard. You're going to see counseling requests, student chat, lecture timetable and student questions. So we'll get to this part soon. So next thing you're going to do is come here, lecture management, like learning management. So as a lecturer, you have to set your timetable. So or you see your timetable rather because it's the institutional admin that sets timetable. So as a lecturer, you able to click this link to see your timetable. So this is timetable list. You see Monday, you see the hall here, finance hall. You see the time, and you see the course title and the department and the ND. And if it's ND morning, everything will be here. So you know when you have a lecture. Next is lecture questions. Lecture questions. So we're going to get to that. So that's that. So yeah, lecture questions. So that this is where you get to answer questions from students. So this is true here. Remember when you got to the dashboard, you saw the student questions gave you three. So when you click on that, you get to this here where you can reply to students. So this the students have a forum where after a lecture, the student can come there in his own dashboard, ask the questions, and you see it from here. So you now answer the question. So let's answer one questions from the student. So the student said, I didn't fully understand how to differentiate between capital and revenue expenditure. Can you please explain it in a simple example? So you can reply here as a student. That's a very good question. Capital, you click reply and you send that reply. That student will receive that reply, and there's some other students who also see their reply. So if there's a similar student who has same question, that student will see that response from you. If there are more, you click on next, next, next. Now you notice that this was three because you've responded to one of it is now two. So next we're going to do is upload lecture materials. This is your lecture materials are going to select. So first you select the course. Next you select the topic you want to, the course topic. Account. If there's a YouTube link, you want students to go and watch that YouTube link and use it to learn, you can paste your YouTube link here. If there's a video title, you keep in the video title. If it's via image, you come here, upload the image or the picture, and click on upload. That student will receive this information from their own dashboard. So they can access this either if it's a video, they will watch the video. If it's a book or a picture, or a PDF file, they will see that here. Next, we are going to use online lecture. We don't really need that. If your classes are online, you can just come here, click on start online class, and the students will see that you guys will interface via virtual online class. So next we're going to do is add assignments. Now this is where you upload an assignment so the students will also see that. Put in the start date and end time. That's the end time is submission date. Submission date is when you want the student, but like the end time of the assignment or the test, whichever way. In the software, once the immediately you upload this, if it's via image, you upload the file and consent, the student will see that, and they will start working on their assignments. Immediately is 18th, and immediately the time elapsed, that student will not be able to submit that assignment again anymore because the time has elapsed. So that is why we have this end time and start date. These are two other assignments that were here before. If when a student turns in, so let's say we have five students in here that you're teaching the particular course, and you give assignment, and three out of five have turned in that submitted the assignment, you will see it here because they have it in the dashboard. Once they submit it here, it's going to reflect here. So you can also see that those students who has okay. So once the assignment is submitted, you see a list of students who have submitted the assignments. So next thing we're going to go is quiz. I'm going to add a quiz, more like a test or a quiz, whichever way you want to call it. So once you click on this quiz, you would select the course of the quiz. So let's say is this. Okay, let's use accountancy or whichever one you feel like. Whichever one you feel like you use. So we have a start date for that quiz as well, and a time and an ending date. So you can also choose a time for it here. Choose a time and a date. So we select that assessment option. If it's just for just say click on none, which means there won't be any mark for it. You're just assessing the student to test their knowledge. But if it's something that you want to add in the CA, you can just click on CA or an exam, just whichever way, and you click on create. Once create is created, you get this file where you now choose the questions and the options. So now I'm going to ask a question. It's, which of the following is not component? So now option. Okay, So I'm adding, this is the question. Remember, these are the options. It has option A, B, C, D. So now I'm going to choose the correct answer. So I'm going to choose C as the correct answer and click on add. Okay, once that is done, we move over to the next question. So I'm going to add one more question here and select the options as well. So I already had questions answered, so I'm just pasting it here and here. So I'm still going to choose the right answer. So I think the answer is B. So I'll click on add. So this goes on and on and on and on. As long as many as you want to ask. If it's 10, 5, you keep doing this till you've added the assignment. So when you're done, you click on done. Once you click on done, uh, which means we are done with this assigned with this quiz, the students will see it on their own dashboard, and yeah, that's that. So once we are done, when we click on that conclude, the quiz is already out there. So you can come here and view uh, people. This is where, like I said, this is where you see students who turned in the assignment. So far, one person, a student have turned in. So we can click here to look, view the question. So quiz which are following in not complete quiz. Okay, so it means the students passed that question. Uh, that's that for the quiz. Next thing we're going to do is the record attendance. So the record attendance is just you taking students attendance. So you can come here and click this and click on save. So for now we have just one student, but as many as students you have, you're going to have a list of students here, and you can confirm. Let's say you give the course rep to write attendance list. After the attendance list has been given to you, you can look through it and tick the students that was present for that class. Just click on save. And that is that for the assignment. Next is for the attendance. Next is record CA and exam score. So we still have just one student. So you still have a list of all your students here. So you can give this student CA. You can just say now look, CA is usually 30 marks. So if you click on 40, this will not work. To tell you CA score cannot be higher than 30. So let's just say I give this person 15. Exam is usually 50. So if I click on 60, yeah, exam is usually 70. Sorry. So if I click on 79, it's going to give me that same error. It's going to tell me exam score cannot be greater than 70. So I'm going to give this person a 50 and save that record. And that the record has already been saved. So I can still go back in different sections. Uh, I also go back to different semesters. I also go back to different courses. So that is just how you select the course. You see a list of all the courses. You see a list. You see a list of them. So you start giving the. If I click on a different course, you notice that this is changing. So the lecturer also has the ability to go back and change the score as long as the result has not been approved by the Senate. The lecturer, you as a lecturer, you can go back here and change that score to a different score and save that information is going to change. But immediately, the results it's been approved by the Senate. You won't say this anymore. So that lecture, you won't have that opportunity to update or change any exam record. So that is it for the learning management. Next thing we're going to do is mentorship program. This mentorship program is the institutional admin is going to assign a lecturer that wants to be an academic advisor. So let's say you have an academic advisor and you're the academic advisor. So once you click on here, a student will, try to make you such will choose you in the student dashboard. They have where they can select their academic advisor. So if the student makes you his or her academic advisor, you see that request. So you either reject it or you accept it. So for now, we don't have that request for here, so that's why we don't have any info. For chats, yes. So once you approve that request, you and that student can now have a conversation and chat. That's why we have that. Next is identity management. This is you seeing your student. So you're just going to see brief information about your student in the email and the MAC number. So you just have one student doing your course here. So that's why if it's more than one, you see the lists here. Next is book sales. This is for offline book sales through the system. Well, this software allows you to write key in the book title, key in related courses where this book is going to associate with. Yeah, you're going to write a brief abstract of that textbook you want to sell. Then you write the selling price 5,000. You choose a PDF file. That's PDF file of that file of the book you want to sell, and the cover page, a nice looking cover page so that students will be able to see it and purchase. So you click here and add to the bookstore. So students can come and buy a book from you here and receive it whichever way you want to give it to them via a PDF file or physical how it's being done. That is that for the book sales. So here, that is adding your book. Here is just saying records. So you can go back as many anytime to see your sales records. So once you click on your content, click on sales transfer, you see all the book sales informations. So we don't have any information here, so that's no record for now. Then this is book review. So once you've published your book, once students purchase it, they will have an option to review your book. So they can give you a 5 star, 4 star, and comment and say, yeah, this is a very nice book. So you're going to see those reviews here. Next is the e-library. Now the e-library, yeah, this is the e-library. Now, this is how the e-library looks. Let's see, the e-library is where well, this is the e-library anyways. The is the librarian that's going to add all the books you're going to see here. So as a lecturer, you can come here and um, download or view a book that's in the library. So this is a library for the FPNO. This is the e-library. You can visit here. You can search for any the title of the search for the book. Then you can search by department as well. So you can select banking and finance and you click on search and it's going to load only books in the school of banking and finance, same as accountancy, so on and so forth. And then this is the um, offline parts of the library. I'll get to that. So this is just you editing your information. If you want to change your password, you key in the new password and confirm your new password or you log out. So that is that.